Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And this is Welcome to Plathville, Season 7, Episode 1, The Boyfriend.
The boyfriend. I seen you, Lydia. I seen you with Zac.
That was in the voice of Barbara Evans.
Kind of. Not really.
Nah, no.
Babs, affectionately known as Babs.
Good luck living in a tree with your boyfriend.
I'm so excited about this. Tell us what we're in for in the first episode.
The season premiere episode of Season 7. Lydia's whirlwind romance with her new boyfriend Zac catches everyone by surprise. Micah is caught in the middle of an ongoing feud between Moriah and his girlfriend Veronica. Ethan has growing suspicions about Zac after learning about their plans for the future. Veronica seeks out the help of a secret new friend. Boy, we got all of that and more in this episode.
We've got a lot of our own pent-up aggression against these people, and I'm so excited the show is back so we can let it all out.
It's only a matter of time.
Some of you might be wondering, why are you continuing to cover this show when we know that both Veronica and Olivia have come out and told us all of the horribly disgusting, abusive things that happened to them in their relationships with Ethan and Micah?
See, that's the best part. We've always reviewed this show with the Plaths as the abusers. So now we're just adding to the list because it was Barry and Kim who were on our shit list for the most part. And then everybody else in mixed varieties depending on what was going on in the situation. Now that more information is coming to light, and now we know how many of them are directly involved in various sorts of abuse with their own partners, too.
It's time to crucify them. Well, that's what you're saying.
Well, they might be into that. I don't know. I guess we'll have to be careful. We don't want to do anything that's going to get them all riled up here.
Something that's always enraged me about this show is that there is a portion of the audience who believes the Plaths are completely innocent, that they are just a Christ-fearing family that we should all be looking up to. And I think it's really important that people continue to talk about this show so that people understand how to identify these types of human beings when you come into contact with them.
Yeah, and also when people show you who they are, trust them. Take them at their word. When they show you that they're a huge piece of shit, maybe stop interacting with them.
Maybe believe they're a huge piece of shit.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to pick up because we have Ethan and Kim regaling us with the tales of last season. Remember how mad we were at the end of season 6 that we were like, we're not even going to talk about the show anymore.
I didn't want the show to come back. Well, so I think that was the stipulation that we had was if it's going to continue to be storylines that are crafted by the Plaths, and then they're going to keep giving us band storylines, Plath family band stuff. I don't care.
And then they played up the whole storyline about Moriah's boyfriend that we didn't know anything about, and they acted like we were going to get a reveal of the whole story. And then we never really learned anything more than he's come back, and they're back together again.
At the end of last season, and then nothing even happened from that, too. So even on the catch-up for this, where it was like, oh, they got back together, and then, you guessed it, a few weeks later, they broke up again.
And Moriah never released The Devil in the Suit and Tie. I'm still
waiting.
mad.
I'm still waiting.
We had to watch them make a music video that they never released.
It's been very quiet on Moriah Plath's Spotify. That's all I'm saying.
So maybe Olivia changed the password. Who knows?
No, I think she got that sorted out. That was a whole different issue.
It's a joke.
Well, okay. No, yeah, I know. But like seriously, for a minute there, she was having issues and it was Olivia's fault. Of course it was.
But we are in for a treat, I'm pretty sure, because we have another truth teller stepping in to take Olivia's place. Veronica, it's already clear from the first episode, is going to be coming right out with everything that she thinks is wrong about this family. And I'm so here for it.
Yeah, it's about time.
All right, we're in the Adirondack chairs with Kim and Ethan.
Tuberculosis, go figure.
They're at the seaside recovering. Kim has something.
Kim has something. And then Ethan is smoking a cigar because
he's a man.
He's a man's man in a man's world. This is a man's world.
Kim had to slip that jab in there against Veronica. They both did. Because Ethan made a comment about how tall Veronica is, and then Kim was like, at least Micah doesn't have to change the light bulbs anymore.
Your Kim laugh is oddly terrifying. Though. To be in the same room, it's just like it's a whole other experience.
I'm pretty sure she took the rum and coke off the Mumspringer. And it is somewhere nearby.
Oh, yeah.
And since she opened the door to saying things about other people's bodies, I'm going to say it looks like Kim needs to switch to Diet Coke and rum.
Well, she's heard that if you eat something sweet and then you drink a Diet Coke, it counteracts. It offsets.
It offsets the sodies.
Right. Well, the sodies offset the sweets.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's how it works.
That's the science.
That's the science behind it.
In theory, yes. Not so much in practice, but it is in theory how that would work.
Try being my size, Amy.
And the charcuterie board over here or something too, maybe. I just like how Ethan's
I don't want to know what's on Kim's
on her shirt board.
On her shirt board.
No, I don't think so. The thing that I don't like about Ethan is that the only thing that he could say, well, this is one of the things. Okay, it's a long list. It's a growing list, continuing to grow. But the thing I don't like about Ethan right now that I'm thinking about is that when he went to describe Veronica, the only thing that he could say about her was that she's very tall. That was it. That was what he landed on. That is defining her as a person. That is it.
He's scared of every other thing about Veronica's personality.
I think that's it. She sees me for the person that I am.
That's the problem.
She reads me for filth.
Sees every single one of these people now for who they are. And so do we. So that's going to make this fun.
Same page. It took her a long time, though, because we went back and listened to our original kind of
intro to meeting Veronica.
Intro assessment where it was like she was kind of figuring stuff out, too. And then where we really dropped off on the Veronica train last season was when Barry had recruited her into believing that Olivia is a narcissist from her one experience with her at a wedding that took place or something. So totally unrelated, but that was kind of the backstory there.
Do you notice that Barry's involved in a lot of this kind of like catfighty stuff that happens in the background that we don't ever see on camera?
Well, Barry always has like his opinion of people, and then he's right in that moment, and then everybody else needs to agree with him. And then if his opinion changes, everybody else has to change their opinion along with Barry too. So he just seems like gullible and easily manipulated and easily played. Very much like that's what he's instilled in a lot of his kids too.
I think you're taking him to be a little bit more innocent than he really is. I still see the Slender Man in him, and it's terrifying.
Well, I mean,
I'm waiting for him. We're going to find out one day that Barry Plath is behind a string of serial killer murders.
Where the bodies are buried. It's going to be
I just slurred like
a
him.
lot to dig up.
Oh my God.
A couple Rimsy Cokes.
Nothing happens with Lydia until now. That's how they're setting up this entire season, because we're going to watch Lydia's love story unfold.
But didn't it already unfold? We're catching up. We missed the boat.
They stopped filming for a couple of weeks.
Weeks.
And
Mere weeks. And then we missed the houseboat.
Yeah. Speaking of, Kim is no longer living on the houseboat, which was really living at KK Ken's. They've broken up. How unfortunate. I guess she missed a clan meeting or something. He's still upset about her.
Yeah, pour one out on the front lawn, on the burning cross, perhaps, in memory of Ken. KK Ken.
She never lived on that boat.
She never.
Of course.
No.
Now that she broke up with Ken, where she was really staying.
She's experiencing homelessness.
No, she bought a house.
Well, that's what I'm
with
saying.
With whose money?
She needed to. Well, it's not from the settlement.
Is she running it?
Running it?
Is it a rental?
Renting.
Rental.
Renting it. I thought you said, is she running it? I was like she's a house madam? With a harem of women?
I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably renting out rooms. Even if she is renting it, they have no idea she's doing this. She's running an Airbnb out of a rental.
There's probably, a couple of laws that haven't caught up with the times, I suppose, at this point.
Maybe this is a reflection of, I guess, their paychecks. Has she not given anyone else their money? Because we've learned that they do this the Duggar way, where Kimmy gets everybody's paycheck and then is supposed to distribute it to everyone.
The family funds.
Because she's really known for her fairness in that way.
Well, it's not from alimony payments because it's 3 years and counting, and this divorce still hasn't took tooketh.
I am still standing on our original prediction that
think
Kim
so.
and Barry are going to get back together at some point.
Barry was hinting at it in this episode, too.
You think so? Did I miss it? He
casually said things about how he was experiencing the family as a post-divorce family, but anything can happen. Because
the door's still open.
I think he's leaving the door ajar. Because, yeah, this is Kim's new big fancy house. She's having family dinner, and they happen to invite Barry over too, out of sympathy and obligation, mostly.
And so Kim can slowly poison him, because if she's not going to get the alimony and the divorce settlement, she's going to get some life insurance.
Something's got to pay out. Something's got to hit.
Is she still fucking Ken? Because I don't want to miss that.
She said
we're not having sex anymore. For now.
For now.
For now.
She's got him tabled. Kim's got her roster.
Oh, yeah.
She's working through.
Maybe she'll revisit the guy at the gym.
Yeah, who was stretching her out above the dance studio there. That was a different rental.
She cheated with that guy for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like that was tea that was dropped by either Olivia or Veronica at some point, too. That Kim cheated on Barry.
It's hard to cheat on Barry because I get the feeling that Barry just loves to be a cuck.
He's participating.
He is watching it happen and gets his own level of enjoyment out of
Maybe that's
that.
what's going to bring them back together.
It's, yeah, how many people is it going to take for Kim to make her way back to Barry?
So we're having a family dinner that's supposed to remind us the days on the farm back when the family was just here teaching us about what it was like to be a God-fearing family in Southern America.
Rural America. Living on a farm, down on the farm.
Moriah's not here. She's working. Ethan's not here. He's still in Minnesota.
But they're calling. They're still involved as well. FaceTiming.
When do you think the last time they spoke to them was, aside from when the camera started filming?
Oh, probably once a month. I think that's the baseline general. Well, actually, that's when Barry was saying that he was talking to Ethan frequently because they were both going through divorces together at the same time here. They were talking about once a month. Which was
and
like
that was
constant.
frequent.
That was constant for them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, none of them know what's going on in anyone else's life in their family.
Yeah.
But they act like they're so close to one another.
The only good news about Moriah in this update that we get is that she's single now. So we do know that the relationship with the devil in the suit and tie is over again. But
wow,
the cameras weren't even here for it.
You mean that wasn't the one? That guy didn't turn out to be... I mean, it didn't turn out that everything she was told was a lie and that he was completely innocent?
Well, we didn't get to all that, but we do know that she is single.
Everyone else is coupled up with somebody.
Well, because, yeah, we get like a rundown list of what's going on with everybody on their quick one-line update, so that way you know what we're going to be talking about this season. But Micah's sensing a little bit of tension between Veronica and his family. He's starting to get a glimpse of Ethan and Olivia's relationship. He's trying not to go down the same path, but boy, oh boy.
Who would have ever thought that that would happen? I thought it was all Olivia, that Olivia was the problem and now we got rid of her and now everything's going to be peaceful moving forward.
I'm pretty sure that that was the assessment, was that Olivia's the problem, and if you get rid of Olivia, then all the problems go away. And so I think Micah was very aware of that when Ethan and Olivia were together. And that was usually his advice to Ethan most of the time, too. You got to dump her, man.
We'll see if he takes a little bit of his own advice. Sounds like he's going to go the Ethan way, though, and just choose abuse.
Push them away until they leave on their own accord.
Isaac has a girlfriend. We're going to meet her a little bit later. Or you may have already met her on Reddit when she was in the sub looking for advice on morning sickness.
Oh, boy. She was on Reddit? What? Oh, that was like screenshots of something? Or
people were pretty sure that this was her Reddit account because at some point Isaac was on Reddit as well and was saying something. So they have claimed that they verified that this was in fact her account and that she commented in another sub talking about the early phases of her pregnancy.
Well, just because Kim's not getting it in doesn't mean that Isaac can't be getting it in. So if anybody in this family's fucking, you know Isaac's fucking.
And Lydia's not. Lydia has a special friend.
She didn't even want to call him a boyfriend.
No, but he was her boyfriend.
Yes. That's the
scary
part. Do you
sense there's something weird about that? I'm not sure she's totally
there's like shame.
Into it.
Well, and there's also like shame in it.
Oh, maybe that's
like,
what it is.
Because I don't want it to seem like I'm having like earthly desires with this man.
She'll have to go back to the prayer closet. She's spending a lot of time in there lately.
Oh, man. Maybe she hasn't been spending as much time in the prayer closet.
No,
Maybe
I think
that's
she
why.
is. I think she's using it for other purposes.
Oh, some private
Just
alone
a nice
time.
private place where she
A little
can
quiet.
close the door and everyone knows not to come in.
No, I think it would be weirder to service yourself in those ways, being surrounded by Bible verses, handwritten Bible verses.
I don't know. I think that might be Lydia's way.
We're getting really close to like a Carrie's mom sort of level of religion now, and I'm not comfortable with that.
And Ethan's just looking for a woman with big titties. Is anyone surprised by that?
I'm just looking for big boobs.
I was waiting for the Ethan Plath impersonation to come out.
You're just too much about love, Olivia.
That is a direct quote from one of the secret videos that Olivia has released.
They're not funny, but
No.
we found the gems in them that are funny. And those are the lines that we take away to reference out of context, and it makes us laugh.
You know, Jesus, not a man so much about love. The word love doesn't appear in the Bible that frequently. You're just living your life with too much love in your heart, Olivia. That's the problem with you. What is Ethan really looking for? Because it's not just big old titties.
Are you sure? No, yeah, because most of the women that he's going for don't have tiggle bitties.
No, they do. Usually they do. He is a type.
Really?
Blonde, looks like his sister, but has much bigger boobs. That's Ethan's type. You've also got to be prepared to cook him 3 meals a day because he's completely incapable of doing anything, even making himself a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got to be very clear on gender roles.
He's going to starve to death as a single man. How is he surviving then? Strictly on Arby's, I think, at this point.
That's why he's back here in Cairo in this episode. He's got to pick up some pre-cooked meals, some frozen meals from Lydia.
Some George Foreman, what is
microwave dinners.
Hungry man dinners that he can put in there. Something he can fry up on a George Foreman steak.
And a bunch
grill.
of those Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. That's what this man's surviving on.
He's paying $4 a box for grilled cheese sandwiches that are frozen.
What did you think of their little charades? This whole show is a charade, but them literally playing charades like it's old times. Except this time things are a little different because they include things like movie references.
They know the movies now. They know the films.
Remember how they didn't know Spider-Man? Now they do.
See, we're normal now. We're just like you.
That's what they're trying to convince us of.
I think that's what they're trying to convince themselves of, too. See, we're just a normie, happy-go-lucky family. Is good. Would Kim be the absolute worst neighbor to have then? Because this house looked like it was in a new build when they kind of went to the wide shot and drifted away after the charade game. This is not like a rural landscape that they have. This is not down on the farm anymore. You're in a neighborhood. There's probably an HOA. She just have her boat rotting in the back, or like what?
Oh, she left that thing in the marina. She
let
just
it
abandoned
sink.
it.
She punched a hole in the middle of it and
She set it on fire for the insurance money, much like she's going to do to Barry.
Well, we'll have to track that to see if that comes up on her rap sheet in our Life and Crimes episode of the Plath family, which is going to be our Mediocre Town episode this month.
Yeah, maybe they could have done a little charade of getting pulled over for a DUI.
Yeah, blowing into the breathalyzer? How about that one? I'm sure Kim would be able to guess that pretty quickly.
Guess it or reenact it.
Well, reenact.
I mean,
she
she's
doesn't want to.
She's the one with the most experience.
I think she does have the most experience.
Mom, this is the card for you.
She does. Yeah, you'd have to hand one off and say, I'm not guessing on this one, but you need to do this one.
It's time to meet Zac.
Oh, no. But we got Lydia's music video before Moriah's, which is an
As soon
insult.
as the creepy singing started, I was worried that she was making another music video because she does have a series of YouTube music videos if you all are interested.
Well, these are shorter form content, I think, that she was making for TikTok or Instagram. Maybe she's not allowed on TikTok. She's afraid. It's scary out there. They start feeding her mental health content. And because you remember how TikTok used to be able to diagnose people with stuff where it was very quickly assessing people's ADHD or autism. Or...
Yeah, they diagnosed me with OCD, I'm pretty sure.
TikTok algorithm was reading people for filth for a minute there before they shut it down.
They're like, we're violating HIPAA. We can't be doing this. Let's talk about Zac, because I am so fearful of what Zac is in for now that this show is starting to air, because people were mean enough just looking at photographs of him on Instagram.
Right. But now we're subjected to watch him experience life next to Lydia Plath as well, which just equates to a lot of giggling. A lot of giggling.
Oh, the laughs.
The laughs.
Just so much giggling.
Giggles abound, and it's too much for me.
It was
in
so
a lot
cringy.
of times. It's very uncomfortable. And it's just as uncomfortable because it's like being around people in youth group who are dating, but then they date like 8-year-olds where nothing actually is ever discussed or talked about. I mean, it sounds like they are talking about some serious stuff, but it's like serious things to get to marriage. But are we actually learning enough? I don't think they know enough about life individually as people to then merge their lives together and then forge ahead as a couple.
We didn't learn that much about Zach's background other than he's from Colorado.
Church.
That's where they met. They met at a church. It was a youth group in Colorado while she was there visiting. And he's one of 5 siblings or has 5 siblings. But
I didn't even get that.
Was he raised in a similar way to the way Lydia was raised?
I highly doubt that.
Then maybe he has a little bit more ability to navigate the world than she does. I'm not saying significantly more.
I don't think so. I think just from the assessment here is that they are
on the same level.
Both on the same wavelength. Yeah. And like it's big youth group energy.
He has not met Micah or Ethan yet.
Well, you're not missing much.
No, I think that's going to be the problem.
If we're being honest.
I think you do need to meet those 2 people because they may make you decide not to want to be part of this family. Because they're doing a bang-up job of that with everyone else that they interact with. Or how about Moriah? Has Moriah befriended you yet? Are you talking every day? Are you doing your makeup together? Because
oh, boy.
That's how this works. That's how Moriah works. And then she will very quickly discard you.
People seem to have a lot of ideas about Zac. A lot of preconceived notions before we even met the guy, before we even talked to him.
Yeah, I don't even feel bad saying it because Ethan comes out and says it later on in the episode.
So let that be a little point of comparison.
That's something for you to think about. If you were thinking to yourself, Zac's a little flamboyant. He seems like he's probably gay. You're on the same wavelength as Ethan Plath. And that is really something for you to consider for a while.
So maybe sit with that for a little bit. Assess that. Maybe not jump to conclusions about people's sexuality.
That's one of my biggest icks is when people do that.
We don't really know what their sexuality is, though, because they're not exploring anything at this point.
Neither of them have any experience in that department.
They are...
Which is perhaps concerning, because I do think that in an environment like that, when you deny yourself any ability to explore your sexuality at all, and you leave that until you've already entered a committed relationship through marriage, that's going to make things a lot more difficult for you.
So even though Zac and Lydia are sitting in a tree, they are not KISSING.
No, absolutely not. Ooh, so
they not be kissing.
Zac is the one who laid down that boundary and said, I want to save our first kiss for marriage. That's always been the way I've envisioned it to go for me. And Lydia quickly says, yeah,
same.
Me too, same.
Honestly,
but her face was not saying same.
You didn't think so? I thought that she was. I thought that was a big turn on for her. Was that the waiting? It's the pining.
She loves the anticipation.
Yes, letting it build.
No, I think that was not something that she was looking forward to. But she's going along with it because she has been taught to be submissive.
I think that she was on board with the waiting, too. Okay. It takes this pressure off for her as well. Well, I mean, it builds pressure in other areas, but it takes, the social element pressure off. It's less things to explore beforehand.
He's not really helping himself with all of the references to skipping around and dancing and things. That's what they're able to do to build intimacy in their relationship together, even though they can't do all of these other earthly things.
Well, at first he was talking about not kissing because then we're going to wait until we're married because we're going to be able to have more fun. And I think he was trying to say, like, he started down the path of, like, there's going to be other things to do when we are married, and then quickly realized what he was saying, and then was like, oh, I mean, but there's, like, way better things that we could be doing now instead of kissing to build intimacy, like dancing around or skipping.
So you think he went to a scary place mentally?
I think he
caught himself on camera.
Started to go, and he was like, oh, no, that can be interpreted very differently of what I was saying.
He just doesn't want to stop once they start. We're going all the way. We're going the bases.
Yeah, it's not just going to be a kiss and stop. Self-control is great when I'm not even dipping a toe in that pool. That's when I have self-control.
Yeah, that was really not a great way to pitch that this is teaching us self-control. No, being able to kiss someone and not have it progress any further than that because that's part of your values, that would be exercising self-control.
Abstinence is a form of control, but it's not self-control necessarily. In some ways, I guess it could be.
As a man, you don't get bonus points for saying, I'm going to completely remove myself from any of this activity because if I start, I might not be able to stop. That's a bad attribute.
That's scary. So let's go talk to Barry about some other stuff. I have other questions, not related to starting and stopping or abstinence, mostly about your daughter's hand in marriage. That's what I'm going to ask about. And Lydia is obviously nervous about this conversation.
There's no way Barry's going to say no.
Well,
why are they trying to build it up like that's going to happen?
I just think that she was expecting Barry to
question the timeline.
Give up more of a fight, put up more of a stink to have Zac kind of earn his keep here. So she was worried that, oh man, they're going to eat you alive. They're going to grill you. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I don't think there wasn't that sort of level. It was more so just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I know I'm getting ahead of myself though. So yeah, we'll save that for later. There's more of that interaction to come. But first,
we're going to Boca.
Boca! Amber's been making more of a point to go down and visit Micah because her sibling relationships are very important to her. That's what they're telling us. That's the reason for this. Is that the reason for this?
What do you think happens at Micah and Veronica's? You think maybe she's allowed to have a little sip of something? I mean, I'm sure Kim lets her do that anyway.
I don't think Kim's...
She's getting a little freedom, getting away from Kimmy and Barry.
I think it relieves her of her responsibilities, her duties that she would otherwise be attending to, that Kim has her assert around the house, I'm sure. It's
have these kids just given up on being homeschooled?
Vacation, it's break.
Are they learning anything ever?
Yeah, is it like online school? How does this work now?
We're learning to apply makeup. And that's all that matters in life.
From the best. One of the best in the game. Veronica's got makeup tips.
You can already sense that there's something going on between Micah and Veronica, just as they're catching up the producers on what's been going on in their lives, because they bought another house right down the street, and they've been working all day at their regular jobs and then all night renovating this house before they move into it.
And we already know this is the curse, to move 3 minutes down the road.
Guys, never
What
do
a
that.
nightmare.
We moved from one building into the building next door. Never again.
Well, it's terrible because there's no way to put everything in a truck. So you have to carry everything.
And you're not going to go buy a bunch of boxes and pack everything up to move that close by.
Because you're just picking stuff up and taking it from one spot to the next. So yeah, there was no point.
So much longer.
You're just carrying every single item that you have, because what's the difference then of carrying it in a box or just carrying it as is? We thought we were eliminating a step there.
I'm not sure they're ever going to get to that step. Do you think they're moving into that house together?
Not together. No, I think
it's vital that we have two homes so that one of us can stay in each one.
Yes. Very much so. Yes, there's a separation and a distinction that needs to take place here very shortly, very soon.
Because she kind of got on him when he said something about, I'm working all day. And she's like, so am I. So am I. I'm pretty sure she's bankrolling him.
Oh yeah, probably. And
like,
then
she paid for that house. It's all her money. She's paying for the renovation. She's working during the day. And he's trying to make it like, I just got so much on my plate, contributing to this life we're building together.
And this would be my Dr. Orna moment of, it sounds like we're in the middle of an argument. Are you guys arguing right now? Because it's sounding like an argument, even though you're just saying things right now that are filling us in on what's been going on in your lives, but it feels like you're arguing. But this is what I was saying initially, is the novel thing in their relationship was that they bickered back and forth, and it was cute, and it was this. It's not cute, and this is what it leads to, is actual resentment. That becomes the only way that you communicate with each other.
Not so fun all of a sudden.
No, you are always at war, and it's terrible. So don't do that. It's not cute.
He's really trying not to say a whole lot, but there's a lot of problems going on, not just between him and Veronica, but Veronica and the whole rest of the family.
Okay, they started in with, it was Veronica and Moriah's relationship. That was the fracture point that we're addressing first and foremost, because we're hanging out with Amber. Amber's coming over, but not Moriah anymore.
We had to sub in another one of the girls so that Kim can make sure they get camera time and they up the paycheck.
That too. Plus, this is just the natural cycle. You are in the discard pile of Moriah's life. So she had a purpose. She needed to be around you for a while. You served your purpose. She is now done with you. And so never needs to speak to you ever again, basically.
It's really weird that she just decides she's not going to speak to anyone ever again.
Well, and the fact that where it's like it'll drop off and then there's absolutely no indicator as to why, or then like if that person does reach out, because Veronica has reached out and said, hey, can we talk through this? Can we work on this? No response. No reply.
Okay, I'm going to say something wild. I think I kind of feel bad for Moriah because I think she holds so much shame deep down about her own behavior, and she has a lot of internalized thoughts about her being bad at her core that have been instilled in her from Kim and Barry and from their religious beliefs, that she does not know how to navigate conflict with someone.
That's the issue.
And I do believe that she thinks she's in the wrong in a lot of these instances.
Yes.
But she also believes there's no way to repair it. But
Right.
she is inherently bad.
She's saying that. She's using that verbiage. I know that most of this is my fault looking back on it. And so she is shouldering some of that individually, but then she's not conveying that or communicating that
No, because
to
she
Veronica.
needs a lot of therapy.
Well, I know, like that's the big part of it, but then it's just like, okay, if you can come to terms with that and you can realize it, you need to then make that apparent to Veronica. And I think there's something triggering about that relationship dynamic though too, because then Moriah talks about this in a little bit too, about how she feels overwhelmed anytime there's like an overbearing personality or like a domineering sort of interaction that happens with people. She doesn't know how to navigate that.
I don't like those words, though.
I know, but like that was, she was describing.
That's how
this-
she was trying to make Veronica sound.
I think it's just because everybody in the Plath family has an issue with authority figures. Because Ethan was talking about that too, about how he's free to go and do whatever he wants. Because he's
Now
out
he
there.
doesn't have that bitch wife telling him he can't hang out with his family
the
anymore.
ball and chain holding him down. So it's just like this authority mental thing because you have issues with your parents who were your original authority figures and you still have resentment with them about your upbringing too. And so now anytime anybody tries to hold you accountable or anything, that's seen as authoritarian in response, and then you're pushing back on it.
It's just so embarrassing to have to go your whole life of you have this pile of people who have come in and out that you befriend somebody and then you never talk to them again. And you don't have anybody who's been in your life for a long period of time who you can confide in, who knows your history, because this is what you do repeatedly.
Well, so then Veronica gives us the deep dive into
What actually happened.
Yeah, like
Thank
what led
God
to.
for Veronica, because
Yes.
we're never going to get the information from Moriah.
Absolutely not. So yeah, we had to find out through Veronica. She catches us up to speed on, okay, basically last year, as we all know, Moriah had some boyfriend issues. And so what did Veronica do? She looked into this guy and she found a whole bunch of stuff that was real bad.
Which the rest of the internet also found.
Agreed.
After
and
we
confirmed.
found out who he was.
Verified, yes. And so Veronica then presents this information to Moriah. She then breaks up with the guy, and subsequent reuniting happens.
And of course, he claims that none of that was ever true. Those were all lies. I'm a good guy.
So now looking at Veronica's input into this, Moriah then places the blame with Veronica. You're the reason why I broke up with this guy, and you're up to no good here. Bad stuff, bad news bears from Veronica.
She tells everyone that Veronica's a liar. She goes and tells the entire family that. I think that's the crux of the problem. Because it was very teenage. Oh, I am having issues with my boyfriend, so I'm going to talk to my best friend about it. And now my best friend hates him, and I decide to break up with him, and that's something that we bond over together. And now I'm going to get back with him again, and I'm not friends with you anymore.
Well, and here's the flipping that
Pretty
happens.
much every girl has been through that.
I'm just saying, too, like the flipping that happens of as soon as Moriah gets Barry on board with that idea, then too, because Barry has to jump in on this, where he goes from on camera calling this guy the scum of the earth, and then he flips around and becomes this dude's biggest supporter for that span. They were only together again for a couple of weeks. It wasn't even that much time that had gone by where everybody just turns against Veronica and now trusts this douchebag who Moriah keeps going back to.
And then they break up again.
And then they break up again for good now.
And guess what? They break up because all the stuff that Veronica told Moriah originally was in fact true. I'm guessing that this coincides with sometime around when the show was coming out and everyone was confirming that this guy did in fact get another girl pregnant. And it seemed like they had a pretty intense relationship with one another, and yet he was with Moriah on the side. Since she'll never tell us that, if you were confused about what happened, those are the details of the devil in the suit and tie.
Right.
But nobody apologizes to Veronica because she wasn't a liar.
Well, and now Moriah and Barry are the ones with egg on their faces because you guys look like idiots because now you've gone to bat for this guy who is a total liar.
Yeah, it really sucks to be manipulated, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a really gross feeling.
And then you look like an idiot. And then you keep defending them when you have no reason to be aligning with them. It's not in your best interest, but then you keep going to bat for them. And then at the expense of all these other relationships that you've built up that are important in your life too.
I don't blame Veronica one bit. Wouldn't you be upset about this?
I would be very upset about this.
Barry told you you're a liar, which Micah wants to split hairs about because he's like, no, he didn't say you're a liar. He said you lied.
But if you're saying
you are a liar if you lied about something.
If you're saying that someone lies about stuff, I think that is in a way calling someone a liar. Is it not?
He's like, let's not try to play mind games about this. Your dad owes me an apology. And so does your sister. And that's where the problems are going to continue. Because these are not people who are good at admitting when they've hurt other people.
They're very quick to point out everyone else's issues, but they will never acknowledge any of their own. Because that's where Veronica even starts checking tape on, seems like this is a pattern that has emerged because I'm not the first person that this has been done to. There's also Olivia.
Remember her?
And as soon as she mentions Olivia's name, you can tell Micah and Amber get a little nervous because,
their buttholes tense up.
We're not allowed to talk about Olivia. We're not allowed to talk about the toothpaste witch.
You know, if you speak the name of a demon, it gives it power.
Right, yeah, careful.
That's what they're getting scared.
They're terrified now.
Shall we leave them there for a minute?
Who are we checking in with?
We're going to the farm.
Oh, down on the farm.
We thought that
Isaac's a pilot.
We thought that was going to be his career, but now it turns out he wants to be on land.
Well,
sowing crops.
By land, by air, maybe eventually by sea too. Could be. But yeah, he is farming now.
He's sowing his wild oats.
Oh, in some ways, yes, because his lady friend Kaylynn visits for lunch. She just brings him a burger and fries, hops up in the combine with him there, and they go for a little ride.
Where was that from? Because the burger was making me hungry.
I don't know. I couldn't tell from the packaging. It looked like a
what
white...
do you think they have in Cairo?
Oh, you know what it probably was? I was going to say, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was a white and a red box. So was that Chick-fil-A? Yeah.
I take it all back then.
Yeah, not great.
That would track, though.
Yeah, that would
He
align.
calls her Pookie. That's his nickname, and I hate it, and it makes me want to vomit, and I'm not going to say it again because it was really hard to get that out the one time.
Okay. They do have a similar issue in their relationship as what we experience in our relationship sometimes, where Kaylynn seems to think that she doesn't have an accent. She's under the impression that she does not have an accent.
Yeah, it's true. Look, we can't all talk pretty bitch.
But that's how Isaac knows she's a keeper. She's a little exotic.
Cue the comments for everybody. Yeah, you know, Corey, that was a dream, wasn't it? To have a gal with an accent, and you got one.
I didn't specify which accent, so I should have been more deliberate on my vision board.
Everyone's thinking, Carly, you don't have an accent. I never hear it.
Oh, sure you do.
That's what they're thinking.
They hear it. They've heard it.
There are keywords that it will come out with,
Yes.
and Corey has a list of them.
Yeah, I think I used to. I don't know if I still do.
Did you delete that note?
I don't know if I still do.
These two be kissing, amongst other things.
Yeah, more than kissing, probably.
I mean, I noticed that. Was that a tractor? What do you call that piece of farm equipment? That thing runs itself. You can eat a burger. Maybe some other things.
Maybe take a ride on my big green tractor.
I'm guessing she visits him at work quite a bit.
The vibrations running up her leg.
They're only, 21? She was 21. I don't think he's 21 because isn't Lydia 21? So is she an older gal?
She's a little older
of a lady.
Maybe, yeah, of a certain age. Almost.
So she can buy him beer. They can jump up in the tractor, take it for a ride at sunset. She's the one. He already knows it.
Dream girl.
I'm glad we're all learning lessons from our other siblings and their failed relationships. Not moving too fast.
Well,
not deciding that the first person we date is the person we're going to be with for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. I think it's just like this is cute and fun on a show level, but also in the back of my mind, I know I'm just waiting for the wheels to fall off for both of them, for Lydia and for Isaac. It's like eventually at some point you're going to hit some turmoil here because, yeah, it's good when it's good.
I don't think it's cute at all. I'm annoyed that they're pushing the younger kids on us.
Well, not like cute.
Because I feel like this is Mama Plath's plan long term to keep this show going, is that now we have to get invested in the other kids' lives.
The next generation. She doesn't have any other kids to put in front of us, so she's running out of time here, too.
I just have a gut feeling that Isaac is even worse than Ethan and Micah, as far as his political beliefs go. I just have a feeling about him.
Well, at least he's not an incel.
Yeah, he is missing a key element for that, but that's new. Maybe a retired one.
No celibacy at all.
I'm guessing we're going to get to see a whole lot more of her because they seem to never leave one another's side. Did you ever have your girlfriend come visit you at work?
No, but I never drove a tractor for work. You know what? Sometimes people would show up at my work who I would know when I worked in retail, but then it's like, I don't talk to them.
Is that because they were shopping there?
Well, sometimes it would be, yes.
Not like, I came to work to talk to you.
I came to say hi and see how you were doing. Sometimes there would be that, I guess. Not really, though. For the most part, no.
Doesn't seem very professional to me, Isaac. Let's move on to Moriah, because she's got big news.
Speaking of not being professional, Moriah.
Yeah, has she dropped any more music? There was a new song.
In January, not even anything around the season premiere.
She's
is
so
embarrassing.
bad at this.
Terrible.
Yeah.
She's so bad.
You have an opportunity and you just squander it every single season.
Every season.
Her big news is she dyed her hair black.
I remember what I was saying when I was talking about drastic hair color changes and signaling that connection to mental health.
It's a sign of mental illness, huh?
She's not well, but at least she's single.
No, she doesn't seem well. She seems a little like her speech is slowed down to me. I feel like we're on a benzo or something.
Oh.
It was really bad in the interview with the producers.
I don't know. Well, usually don't you have to be seeing someone professionally in order to...
Maybe she is.
Have that... It doesn't seem like...
Maybe she got him off of Kim. I don't know.
Yeah.
She got him on the streets. The street doctor, Kimmy
from...
Plath.
KK Ken is running his pill syndicate.
All right, let's talk about her hair.
Uh-oh.
Is this really her hair? This isn't the wig yet, right? Because Moriah recently showed up on Instagram and posted a picture of herself that was fairly recent. And people were horrified. They were shocked. They were worried.
Responsive.
They weren't sure what was happening. To be fair, it was not a good picture.
Few and far between the good pictures with this one.
It was kind of giving Samara.
Okay, and so the reason being that we need to address this is that alopecia was a big storyline for her.
Yeah, remember that when they made us think that something terrible had happened to her in her past, and they drummed it up that she was going to confess this to Barry, and that it was a real explanation for her unhappiness. And we all thought, oh my God, maybe she was sexually assaulted or something along those lines. And then she revealed that she had alopecia growing up, which Barry was clearly aware of, and that it had returned.
So she's having another flare-up this season, and so most of her hair and eyebrows, I think, is what she was talking about.
She's, at this point now, she's lost her eyebrows, most of her eyelashes. You can see in the scene where she's talking about having dyed her hair that it looks like one of her eyes, all of her eyelashes are gone. Like, she's clearly not doing well.
The point to call out too, I think, in her confessional interview stuff, that was like the producer sit down separate stuff, so like not the on site things of her in the car, that seemed like she had a wig on for that. So it is something that's going to come up this season at some point.
It seems like it's progressing as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Which, we're not making fun of her for having alopecia.
No.
That's sad, and I'm pretty sure that that's very associated with stress.
Okay, but what we will call out and what we will speak to specifically is, if you're going to wear wigs and if you have a need to wear wigs,
girl, treat yourself and get a good wig.
Get better wigs then. Yeah, if this is going to be something that you're dealing with, don't do what you're doing. Do it better.
This is a PSA for everyone, though, because the women on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives are also plagued by the disease of having synthetic hair and not taking care of it. If you have a wig, if you have a weave, if you have anything else in your hair that's not your natural hair, take care of it. Keep it nice. Treat it nice. Read the instructions that came along with it.
Handle with care. Which I guess those could be instructions for dealing with Veronica too, but Moriah's not taking that to heart either. She's blaming this falling out that they've had because she trusted Veronica with some information and Veronica is not trustworthy. So that's the reason for the divide.
You know, because she did what a real friend would do and investigate further to see whether or not you should or shouldn't trust this person that you're in a relationship with. And the answer wasn't the one that you wanted.
I'm willing to bet that the things that Moriah is talking about here of being blown out of proportion, that was just Veronica matching Moriah's energy in some ways. Because I think every problem that Moriah faces is the end of the world.
Oh, she loves to hype other people up. And then when they finally get on her side and like come to the same level that she's at, she decides to dial it back.
It's not a big deal anymore.
And then now you're the problem.
And now you're still...
Why are you being so dramatic about this?
Why are you still upset about this thing that I'm over now? So that's kind of a trend that we're seeing here too, of, yeah, Moriah kind of gassing people up and then backing off and then accusing them of being too much.
She does want to apologize to Veronica. That's what she's claiming. But she's not really sure how to do it. Is she going to text her? Is she going to call her? She's probably definitely not going to call her. That's too confrontational.
Way too direct.
Even a text somebody can respond to. I think I'm going to send a handwritten letter with no return address just to make sure that she can't say anything back to me.
Yes. But then, like, what did we accomplish in this? Because that didn't really go over well either. Even with Micah and Amber trying to defend Moriah's letter too and explaining it to Veronica while Veronica's reading it to the cameras.
Veronica was so excited to read that thing because it really was a non-apology. It was pretty much like, I'm selfish. Sorry. You're going to have to deal with that. That's just who I am as a person.
Yeah, sorry I'm so bad.
I hurt everyone. You're just another one of the people that I've hurt. So take it or leave it. Sorry it worked out the way it did.
That's all I have to offer is pain and suffering.
Didn't you think that I was going to be like a little bit more heartfelt than that?
No.
No,
that was pretty much exactly what I expected. Because then, yeah, Veronica's like, well, this is trash. This is useless to me. I don't need any of this. There's no good information
I would throw it out, but I'm going to keep it for the day that you try to gaslight me into believing that that's not what the letter said.
That you didn't say any of those things to me, even though I have it in your handwriting and you sent it to me. Yes, you said those things. You said all of these things to me. The axe doesn't remember, but the tree does.
They're trying to make her believe that this was an apology. So you've gotten your apology from Moriah, so now you can move on from it.
See? Yes. I think that was the thing, is that the Plaths probably grew up with a lot of apologies in their house, but not a lot of reconciliation in their house. So if you just say you're sorry, you get to continue treating people like fucking shit because I said I'm sorry.
So you should never bring that up again.
I'm not going to change
We're over that, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to change the behavior, but I said I'm sorry, okay? So get over it. Now it's on you. You need to get over it.
I know why Veronica was so mad, because she's convinced that the only reason she's received this letter is because Micah must have put Moriah up to it. It's because Moriah didn't talk to her for 8 months. Zero communication. And then all of a sudden you get an apology letter that's not really much of an apology. I wouldn't accept that either. I feel like the longer time goes on that it takes someone to say that they've done something wrong to you and apologize for it, I feel like the apology kind of loses its meaning because it took you that long to come to that conclusion. And it would probably help if you would go to your dad and say, you should probably also apologize to Veronica because I said she was a liar and she wasn't.
I told you she was a liar and then you repeated that. And so now we both kind of look bad.
Notice we got nothing from Barry on this.
Yeah, not a lot of input into that. Maybe he just retreated into his shell when they asked him. He didn't remember anything. But also, he's got a lot on his plate. There's a lot going on at the house here. Zac and Lydia are tickle fighting in the kitchen.
Zydia, as they've been dubbed by Barry.
Great. That's all we needed. We're here to talk about the looming engagement.
Yeah, I'm really glad that this was an hour and 10-minute long premiere episode so we could watch Zac and Lydia giggle in the kitchen.
It's just nonstop laughing.
Like, we couldn't leave that on the cutting room floor. That was absolutely integral to us understanding the relationship dynamic.
It did put me into that space, though. It felt like I was there. I didn't like being there, but it did feel like I was there.
Is she excited or nervous about this? Because they're at the house today so that Zac can ask Barry for her hand in marriage, but that means what comes next is a proposal. And she seems kind of shocked that that's how this is going to work.
I think she was banking on maybe her parents not being cool with the timeline that they've cooked up. And so maybe that was...
I think she's got like a little bit of cold feet.
Like, I mean, she's not really allowed to. So I don't think Lydia even knows if she is nervous about this. I think she's just completely cut off from her own emotions about it. And it's just, this is what's making sense. And so we're continuing down this path because this is what we're supposed to be doing. It makes sense. It's lining up.
She does what she does best, which is clean the kitchen while everyone else does nothing in the house. So Zac's going to talk to Barry in the library. Is it a library? Is it Barry's office?
It's a library.
A library, yeah. In the Plath family, it's a library. No R.
Yeah. Well, a few, but
library.
It's Barry's library. Yeah.
Look at that with a pun.
Uh-huh.
That would have gone over the Plaths' heads.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they would have got that. A scary part for me. Zac thinks that Barry is wise. That was his assessment. So not a great read.
You don't know him too well.
I don't think you know him. Have you watched the show too much, Zac? Like, have you watched any of the show before to see the wisdom on full display? His character assessment of Olivia, his character assessment of Veronica.
Maybe that's why he's worried.
I mean, yeah, it's
you truly never know what Barry's going to come out with next.
You don't know what his read of me is going to be. It's been so wrong about these other people. But then to credit him as being wise, are you just sucking up to him then? You're trying to find favor with him so that he does like you and you do fall into that non-threatening category? I think that is the path, and that's what he's kind of going with.
He sits down, and there's about 5 to 10 false starts of this conversation.
A couple of tries, a few attempts. Yeah, it's like...
Because Barry's just staring a hole right into him.
And Zac just can't get that engine to turn over. It's like trying to start it up on a cold morning here, and it's just...
He can't even get the words out. He eventually starts by saying, I think you know why we're here.
He slips in at some point, too. I was hoping to get this conversation in. Careful, sir.
Be careful what you say. You're going to start making people suspicious.
What else you're trying to get in here?
That's why this is happening so fast.
Please.
That's definitely an element of it. I would like you to grant your blessing to us so that we can get married because I'd like to get it in, sir.
Well.
Or would I? I don't know.
It seems like God wants me to get it in with her. And so we have to do it this way.
He doesn't even get through what he has to say. And Barry's like, yes, please.
No take backs.
You can take Lydia with you today.
You tell me where to sign, bud.
I felt bad for Lydia over this.
Right? I mean, she tried to be an integral part of the household and keep this stuff moving and to be this anchor point through all this turmoil of her parents getting divorced, and she's a single mom who works 2 jobs, basically.
She has been traveling a lot, though, so maybe Barry has learned how to navigate the world without having an older daughter to do everything in the household.
Maybe that
so
was
he doesn't
it.
need her anymore.
That was it.
Now I need you to take her off my hands so that she doesn't return here and become my problem again.
She's getting a little old. Or I think we're running out of options.
She is in like the Duggar world of things.
Yeah, she's an old maid.
She's going to become a spinster if this turns out to not go well.
I mean, so from Barry's perspective, he's seeing a difference in Lydia because there have been these other guys that she's been infatuated with, but she doesn't giggle like this, like she does with Zac. She didn't giggle like that with them, even though I'm pretty sure she did. But it's just she never really spent time with those other people, those other guys.
Because they never allowed them to spend time with members of the opposite sex. So.
Right. Well, and she had her own hangups on that now, too. And so now she's kind of moved that to the side of, yes, I'm going to explore this. I need to find me a man. And so she did. And it's a good one for her.
Barry's just got nothing he can say to anyone now because he's been through, or he will be. He will have gone through.
Have been going. He be doing the divorcing, and he gon' go do through it.
How can he say anything to anyone else now?
I'm not one to judge. Says
you don't
Barry.
Judge me. I won't judge you specifically about divorce. Everything else is on the table.
Well, I mean, yeah, Barry is one to judge, as we know. He's a judgy bitch.
And Zac is still in his good graces. He hasn't come to the family with information about one of Moriah's boyfriends that did ultimately turn out to be true. So we like you, Zac. You keep your nose out of our business, and that's what we like about you.
I think Barry was sensing doormat from Zac, and he liked that.
That's perfect.
That's good. That's great.
Going to be a good fit for this family.
That's an excellent fit. Just don't have any standards for how anybody treats you, and just roll with the punches. Okay, Zac? That's what we're going to need you to do. The red flag in this conversation then becomes, it was an immediate yes from Barry. And so Zac says, why'd you say yes so fast?
That's where I'm not so sure that Zac is going to be that doormat.
Uh-oh.
Because he questions him. That was a little weird that you were so quick to give me your approval.
What's wrong with her?
You don't have any more questions.
What's wrong with her? Are you going to tell me?
Is there something defective? Is there something I need to know?
Does she have like a webbed foot or something?
I think we would have.
DNA.
She's never wearing shoes, so we would have seen that.
That's true. Yeah,
she was rubbing her. Remember when they were in the tree? She was.
I remember
rubbing her bare foot.
She was rubbing a bare foot on Zac's shoe because Zac is the Carly in that relationship, wherein Zac cannot place a bare foot in grass.
No, outdoors, I'm keeping my shoes on at all times. You know how badly I would do on the farm.
I do know. I do know how bad. That would be. It would be very detrimental.
I'm bringing an industrial-sized can of DEET with me. I need like wading boots that go up. I need thigh-high boots. I don't want
thigh-high?
I don't want anything rubbing against my legs.
Well, now you're getting Ethan excited.
We don't want to be doing that.
We don't want that. Yeah, no. But Barry kind of takes this as a personal insult in some ways, where he's like, look, man, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, okay? I'm doing you a favor. You said you got a deadline you got to meet. Stop asking questions.
Okay, but that's the catch. That maybe Barry should have waited for, because he gives his blessing.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't even let Zac come out with all the details, which is that he's going to propose to her in 2 weeks. He has a plan for it already. And then we're going to get married 3 months later.
3 months. Because me so horny. Kind of.
Because we're going to fuck in Germany.
Look,
that's what's on our to-do list when we get there.
To do. It's me and you. Okay. That's what's on the list. And yeah, they have a mission trip in Germany where they're going to October fuck. Okay. That's what's on the list.
This is the new Jizz Fest.
This is Jizz
Forget
Fest.
Gypsy Rose's Jizz Fest in Louisiana.
You have no idea what's about to happen.
We're crossing continents to do this.
It's a passport for Jizz Fest.
When he first explained this, I was confused. Like, is this like you're in the military where you can't go together if you're not married?
Yeah, because you'd have to room separately and stuff. Because if you're going to be engaged and then you're on this huge mission trip, that's just awkward. We need to be married so we're in the same room and banging it out.
Otherwise, I just don't even want to go anymore.
Otherwise, I've lost interest. because I really committed into this, and I think that was like part of it is now you need to show the commitment to me too.
I no longer have an interest in spreading the word of the Lord.
I'm just worried about spreading them cheeks.
Fucking unhinged. Like mother, like daughter, though. This is pretty much as fast as Kim and Barry got married. 3 months they knew each other and they got married. So Barry's not really in a position to say much about the timeline.
Oh, we forgot to land on the reasoning of why he said yes so quick. It's because Zach's like the girl in the relationship. So Barry likes that.
Oh, yeah. He draws things out of Lydia. So Lydia doesn't have to constantly ask him what he's thinking.
Well, and also because Lydia bulldozes over all of her feelings. So if somebody doesn't draw something out of her, she's just going to bottle up until she explodes. She's going to burst into flames.
Okay, that's probably the part that you should have disclosed.
Yeah, like that part of it, of like, you need to continue doing that. That's good. That's the part that's good about this relationship that I see. And honestly, that wasn't a terrible read. I mean, aside from the kind of backhanded compliment there of you're like a woman in the relationship.
Right, and also having to connect gender with the ability to feel feelings.
Yeah, very interesting how that correlated there. I think that's the confusing part for a lot of people too, is with Zac. Metrosexuality is in with religion. Like that is big. It's like, a big part.
He's probably going to run his own youth group at some point.
I mean, yeah, it's not out of the question at this point.
He's got massive appeal within the evangelical community.
Yes. Metrosexuality is fantastic in non-denominational settings because it's a way to be masculine and embrace femininity, but not in a gay way.
To clarify, though, that's churchy talk.
Oh, yeah. That's Plathy talk.
That's Plathy talk. Speaking of, enter Ethan, since we're talking about somebody who's obsessed with gender and gender roles.
Who rolls up to the house like Uncle Buck. What was this montage?
What was the car he was in? He looks like he is trolling the streets looking for victims in the 80s. Like it was giving, if he had the glasses, it'd be giving Dahmer.
Relax. I just want to take some pictures.
He's also got this new beard and mustache. He's very unkempt now.
Okay, and it's Matthew McConaughey sort of the things he likes about high school girls. He keeps getting older. They keep staying the same age.
Ew.
You know.
Yeah, we're ripping on Ethan this season. We're not holding anything back, so you can say more.
Well, he's been road tripping a lot.
Well, he's got to compensate for the fact that he was held down by this relationship with Olivia. So now he's going on motorcycle trips cross country. He's smoking cigars. He's growing a beard because he's a man's man.
Anything but therapy. He was out there on the roads and he left something out there. He doesn't know what it was, but he feels better now. Okay, maybe we should analyze that a little bit more. What was that we left out on the road there? Are we sure that it departed us, or maybe did we stuff that deeper down under some other layers somewhere? We're going to find something? We're going to take a little introspective look here sooner rather than later? Probably not.
No, he's all good now. He listened to Newsmax as he crossed the country.
Oh, no. A lot of Joe Rogan.
He unfortunately shows up minutes after Zac has had this conversation with Barry.
So now this is your first time meeting Zac, and you're finding out that he has just asked for Lydia's hand in marriage, and they're basically on the fast track to wedding, basically.
Like, maybe that was something you didn't have to say.
You didn't need to bring that up right now.
I just think like it's the first time that you've ever met each other. Maybe we don't have to add the pressure of, so here's basically my fiance, who I didn't care if you liked him or if he liked you.
Well, did Ethan get too much of an input on his family's opinion
we're not
of
trusting
Olivia?
Ethan's judgment.
Well,
yeah,
I know. Yeah,
really
like
don't.
that's what I'm saying too. And like he didn't really involve his family in his relationship.
I saw red flags right away the way he looked at Zac, because Zac starts talking and Ethan quickly stops making eye contact with him.
Got a glimpse there.
I can't look a gay in the eyes. It might
jump
to me.
Yeah, contagious.
And take control of my body.
So just the way that they were talking, I think it was at the points of the acrobatics and celebration sort of moments, or the dancing in the rain. It was some of that too. I guess Ethan didn't get to dance in the rain on any of his road trips, motorcycle trips.
I'm pretty
perhaps.
fucking sure we saw an episode where he and Olivia were outside in the rain.
Not dancing in the rain, though,
I don't know.
right?
Please, Ethan. He's already passing judgment. This guy's definitely gay. I didn't think he was going to say it. I didn't think he'd say it on camera.
He said it right on camera, right there. Barry still hasn't, but Barry is definitely...
I don't know. Do you think Barry would have given his blessing if he truly believed that?
Carly.
Am I just being naive?
You're being naive.
Okay.
Of course.
He's thinking a nice lavender marriage for Lydia. She'll stick around 20, 30 years before she figures it out.
She just needs a couple of kids. She just needs to be a mom.
Also, I'm not saying this is true. This is this family.
A glimpse into the mind of Barry Plath.
No, I think it shows you where Ethan's head is at, because we have heard the terrible things that he said to Olivia about gay people, trans people, basically anybody who isn't a white, heteronormative Christian nationalist.
Cis person.
Anyone else he pretty much doesn't like. That I thought he was going to contain that a little bit more on camera, but he hasn't. So I am worried for Zac of what else is going to be said, because he still hasn't met Micah. Zac's an element of the problem. The other issue, the timeline, this is really fast. Is there like a reason for that? And why are they insinuating? Barry's the one who insinuates that there's a reason behind it and makes it sound like Lydia's pregnant.
Well, Ethan asked, is it a shotgun wedding? Implying that Lydia was pregnant, and that's why there's a rush to get down the aisle here. They didn't really pick up on that. Lydia and Zac, between the two of them, how are they going to talk about finances? Like, that's when I'm thinking about like the conversations that need to happen in a marriage. We're seeing them converse at several points in this episode, and they just laugh and giggle and chuckle about everything.
And neither of them know what a shotgun wedding is.
And neither of them know
Lydia thinks she knows.
She thinks she knows.
Because
it's when your family forces you to do stuff that you don't want to do.
Duh, you literally take the word shotgun wedding, and it means there's a shotgun at the wedding, that you're being held at gunpoint to marry me. Duh.
Well, I think, there is, in a shotgun wedding, that is the implication then too, is that the family is forcing you to marry the woman that you impregnated.
She is reading what I'm assuming is the AI Google result that comes up. The first thing one. After she looks it up. And Zac's like, can you read like the entire thing? Because it goes on to explain that pregnancy is the reason why.
That's a part of that.
Which you clearly are not, because I have never and may never touch you.
No promises, no guarantees. But
I would never impregnate you.
Once we get to Oktoberfuck, then all bets are off.
We close out with Veronica, and they leave us on the best cliffhanger for the first episode.
They're setting the tone. Yeah, they're setting the tone right out the gate. We know what we're getting into here, because Veronica has some friends that she needs to introduce us to. Her friend Becky. Oh my God, Becky.
Becky with the good hair is in her phone, and surprise, when she FaceTimes Becky is Olivia.
It's my daughter, Rebecca Ann Lehman. No, it's
Lights,
Olivia.
Cameras, and not a stitch of makeup on.
Jesus loves winners. It's Olivia. Oh, baby. Yeah, it's going to be a good season.
We'll find out, I guess, what their conversation was about.
I think I have a pretty good idea of what the conversation was about.
These people are all monsters, and I'm shocked they're treating me the exact way they treated you. And what do I do about it?
Here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. There's nothing you can do.
No, you run. You leave.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to change
You never
anything.
Look back. You get your check from Mama Plath and you disappear. And that is the first episode of Season 7 of Welcome to Plathville.
If you're looking for more Plathville content, we've got our Mediocre Down episode coming out this week, The Life and Crimes of the Plath Family. We're diving deep.
That's over on the Patreon, patreon.com/survivingpod. And we have another podcast called Surviving Sister Wives, where we are reading Robin's #1 New York Times bestseller, Becoming Sister Wives, chapter by chapter, in anticipation of the release of Christine Brown's new book, a memoir of another terrible marriage.
Yeah, there's so many to choose from, though.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.